But here is something that we actually overlooked. Because when we talk about the carving up of Africa at the Berlin Conference, we actually limit that to soil. That's not what's going on. They didn't just carve up the topography of Africa or the geography of Africa, the soil of Africa, but they also carved and divided and robbed and stole the ideas of Africa. We call that going to museums, where we have to now pay to look at the works that our ancestors wrote, to look at the works that our ancestors left in the world. We're now going into museums, and we're now forced to pay for that which our ancestors freely left in the world. This is a great atrocity among our people today. But it's only when we reconnect with those ideas that the bridge begins to build itself and unites us with our African foundation and base. There's something that I often do when I also do my tours. I'm a tour guide at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City. And in my tours, of which I've done now 30 plus tours, there's one particular exhibit that draws a lot of attention. It's a Dogon exhibit. The Dogon people are very, very brilliant and intelligent people. The Dogon tribe, they studied the stars. Their knowledge of astrology led to the current academic consensus on astronomy. I have to say it again. The Dogon study of astrology helped to pave the way for the current academic consensus on astrology. Why is that important? One of the things you learn in any academia hall, especially as you merge into college, is that the forerunner of astronomy is astrology. The peoples who studied astrology, they build the intellectual framework for the science we refer to today as astronomy, of which the Dogon were a very important part of doing and laying down. But there's a particular exhibit at the Metropolitan Museum which is highly special. The Dogon have an oral tradition which says that there's a time in their ancestral lineage where human beings lost their way, and the God of the world destroys the world and only keeps 8 people alive. They have an ark in the form of an horse, which replicates the same teaching which comes out of the Bible. There are many people walking around and are simply relegating the Bible to a fanciful mythology or story, not realizing why the aim of the Bible is not to be a history book. The aim is to be a moral guide. That's why we don't find great chronology. That's why we don't find many dates. That's why there are so many missing details. If the aim and goal of the book is not to be a history book, then it will not behave as such. Doesn't mean that the Bible doesn't have history, but the aim, purpose, and goal is not to tell a historical story. Its aim and purpose is to use various parts of history as a moral guide. When you understand that, the Bible not having dates won't bother you. The purpose, aim, and goal is to be a moral guide, not a history book. If you want dates, you have to go into the academic record, which is referred to as the historical record. But if you want to understand morality, then the Bible becomes powerful. So the Dogon take a surviving tale, which we only find in the Bible, that speaks of 8 people surviving a great flood. But the peoples of Dogon, the Dogon tribe, are memorializing the same thing that the Bible spoke of. Isn't this African history? So how can we separate the Bible from African history when we see various parts of the narrative of the Bible being retold right now on the continent of Africa? And that's powerful.